Hello, welcome back to my channel. Before we get started into the regularly scheduled content, I want to introduce you to a new family member, and there's going to be a bit of a rant to go along with this. Her name is Vivi. She is one of 3 kittens that was birthed by a neighborhood cat. All right. My daughter has been feeding the strays in the neighborhood for quite some time now, and her mother happens to be one of those strays. A good majority of them exhibit signs of once being an indoor cat family pet, because feral cats and true strays won't let you come anywhere near them. And quite a few of these cats we are able to pet and interact with. Which brings me to my rant. There is no such thing as an outside domestic cat. No, they are not mini panthers. They are not mini lions. They are not mini tigers, mini leopards, mini cougars, mini bobcats, mini whatever. No, they are domesticated cats, indoor cats. As soon as you open that door and let them run and roam outside and they go sprinting off to wherever, you are opening them up to predators that will kill them and eat them. Numerous different other domesticated stray cats who will impregnate them and create even more stray cats. What you're doing when you let your cat outside that door is irresponsible at the least and should be criminal. And it is if you're caught. Yes, cats can hunt. Cats can forage for their own food. But where we live, there's a mouse problem because of all the wilderness around us. We're living near Black River, and there's all kinds of issues with rodents and skunks and such whatever have you. Keep the cat inside and they'll take care of the mice. And as much as you want to think that you can, there's no way that you're going to actually ever completely get rid of a mouse problem. Just no. They're like cats. They're liquid. They can squeeze into the tiniest little hole. And when they're looking for shelter and a place where they know that there's available food, that's where they'll go, which means your house. You keep the cat inside, you keep it well fed, you keep it happy, and it will hunt for you. It will take care of that mouse problem, keep it well under control. And when it drops a little carcass at your feet, thank the cat, praise the cat, and then tell the cat it's good, they can have the mouse. Because what they're doing when they drop that at your feet is they're trying to feed you. You are part of their clouder, which means they are going to take care of you the way you take care of them if you treat them right. Cats are wonderful creatures when they're well taken care of. You better watch. When they're well taken care of, when they're loved, when they're appreciated, and when they're trained. You can actually teach your cat not to get up on countertops and tabletops. One of the biggest things I hate about undisciplined cats. Squirt guns don't always work. I know that there's cat repellents, commercial cat repellents out there that you can put on places you don't want, but I'm pretty sure that they have an odor all their own that would not be conducive to a good, decent appetite. Just work with your cat, all right? Start when it's a tiny little kitten like this little one is, and work with your cat. Your cat wants to be what you want it to be. Your cat will give you all the love and affection and fun and joy as it can if you give it half a chance. And big part of that chance is treating it like part of your clouder, part of your family, your pack, and not, a pet. When you let your cat outside, you are opening it up to death. Plain and simple. Cars. Neighbors who don't like cats, who want to kill cats. They will poison the cats. Predators. And there are tons of predators. Coyotes, foxes. There are tons of predators that will eat your cat. Disease. Because I can tell you right now, when you let your cat go and you haven't done anything to make sure that it won't get rabies or any of the distemper or any of the other animal-borne diseases, it will pick up one of those diseases or many of those diseases. Fleas and ticks. Do you know how horrifying it is to be covered with fleas and ticks? The more fleas and ticks that your cat carries from being outside, the more likely it's going to die fairly early, because you're encouraging anemia in that cat. All that blood that those things take from that cat reduces its lifespan. Cat fights. We've got a few cats. One we called Old Man, and he was pretty old. We figure he probably went somewhere to die. He's missing a patch of fur on the side of his face from cat fights. Scuffed up, scarred up, infected. This is what you're opening up your cat to. This is what you're allowing to happen to a member of your family. Would you throw your kids outside and say, hey, fend for yourself? You're on your own? Yeah, you're old enough now? No, you wouldn't. So why would you do it to a relatively defenseless cat? They can only defend themselves from so much. Keep that in mind when you decide, oh, hey, he's going to be an outside cat now because I'm tired of cleaning up his litter box. That's a small price to pay for the love, affection, playfulness, and joy. She's killing my foot here right now. Joy that you can get from having one of these animals in your life. All right? So think about it the next time you want to get a cat and think, oh, it can be an outside cat. No, it can't. The instincts, the skills that they started out with before they became domesticated cats have long since gone. They can't protect themselves as well from the external forces that they'll find out in the wild. They can't. They're not big enough. They're not strong enough. There's only so much they can do. And when you expose your cat to all those dangers, you're telling that cat that it's no longer wanted. Rant over. You little bean brain, you gotta quit that. You are such a trouble. She's my daughter's cat. And in case you can't tell, I think she might be around 5 weeks. Here's the story on how we got her. Margie saw all 3 kittens with Mom. Mom has since disappeared. We don't know where she's at. We don't even know if she's still alive. But Margie saw them with Mom and went up, was trying to talk to them. Of course, being born in the wild, they are not comfortable around people, and I can't say as I blame them. There are a whole lot of hateful people out there who will kill cats. They'll drown the kittens, snap their necks, stomp on their heads. You get the picture. So this one, as I said, she's tends to feed the neighborhood cats, that they haven't been coming around since Old Man has disappeared, and we think it's most of the cats that came to our yard were female. And apparently they saw Old Man, tough, scrappy cat that he was, as prime breeding stock, for lack of a better term. And they'd flirt with him and he'd tell them, yeah, get away. He wasn't having any of it. So since he's disappeared, the girls don't want to come to the yard anymore. So we had a bowl of food out there for the strays that didn't bother to show up. And this little BB head was they have a gazebo tent kind of thing that they put up for the summer. She was inside that, face buried in the, by that time, maggot infested cat food. And Margie went out there to try to coax her. She panicked, started bouncing off the netting before finally escaping out the door, but Margie was right there, so she scooted past Margie, and Margie made a flying tackle to grab the cat and bring her in. Oh, she was a spicy little shit the first day. She bit Margie in the process of being captured. Yes, you did, you little vicious, vicious, vicious little beastie. Yes, you did. Didn't break the skin, but was close. And then I came out with a rag to wrap, to swaddle the cat in to calm her down, and she bit me. Didn't break the skin, but you could see where she bit me. Sharp teeth, oh my God. Needles. And so I wrapped her up, and Margie had a thing she had to do, so I cuddled her and took care of her and started to feed her, and she started to relax. And Margie took her cat, and she's now spoiled. She's only been with us for like 3 or 4 days, and she's already spoiled. She loves Margie to death, spends most of her time curled up in Margie's lap, in Margie's little home office, computer room, whatever you want, gaming room, whatever you want to call it. And just spoiling the shit out of her, which is why she's in here with me. Margie's not up yet, so I'm a good substitute. She loves the company. And this is how wonderful cats can be if you catch them early enough. If you catch them before they start developing their own personality. Well, she has her own personality, but if you catch them early enough where you can start to blend them into your family, into your clouder, they can be wonderful, wonderful additions to any family. Yes, 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 you can. Yeah. Oh, she's fighting with my foot, which is, I'm ticklish as hell, but so if you see me jump or twitch or kind of squeak, you'll know why. Okay, now to the matter at hand. Please, please, for the love of all that's holy, please, 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 put your shit through a grammar checker, please. I am running into, I have favorite authors that I like to read, and enjoy their stories immensely because they're intelligently put together and they're engaging. But the thing that kills me the most, Bobman 356, one of my favorite authors. He did a wonderful 3-part series of crossover fics involving Harry Potter and the Dragon Riders of Pern. Wonderful series. And he had his wife, Alex. He has since passed away from lung cancer, and he is sorely, sorely missed. Someone else took what he had left over for the last book in the series that he was working on when he passed, and cobbled together something. He's the ghostwriter. Ghostwriter is good in his own right, but it lacks the energy and the passion for the series that Bobman had. Anyway, he had his wife doing the editing, and apparently they both graduated from the same school because she missed the mistakes that he made. I will give you some examples. Dining room, Dining, one N. You don't know how many times I have, hey, oh, I could have warned you. It's a bit of a drop there. Can't tell you how many times I run into where he's describing everybody meeting in the dinning room, Dinning room, or eating at the dinning table. Dining is eating. As simple as that. Gathering together to share a meal. Dinning is, let me look it up because I looked it up a long while ago and I forget what it is. So, all right. Dinning can be associated with cacophonies or clamors that are often persistent. The ringing of a bell is din. Constant chatter in a crowd, that's a din. The harsh banging and loud noises of construction work, that's a din. It's just obnoxious, loud noise. Okay, a dinning room would suggest a place of loud noise, while a dining room is where people eat and share conversation and company. When someone mentions the dinning of machinery, they are highlighting the repetitive loud noises it produces. Okay? Know the difference. And it's just, it's things like that that make your stories clumsy and unwieldy. To those of us, I'll amend that, to those of us who value good communication, to those of us who like a story that's not filled with mistakes so egregious that you're like, oh wow, it'll knock you right out of the tail, right out of the what you're imagining as you're reading the story, which is what any good story should do. It should awaken your imagination so that you're actually seeing what you're reading as opposed to just reading it. When I read stories, it's the head voice is usually mine. Sometimes I'll imagine other people's voices. For Severus Snape, it's always Alan Rickman's voice. But yeah, your imagination will take you further than the story alone could. And that's what makes really good stories so valuable, because they take you out of your head for a while. When you're running into things like you want to say it belongs to someone, it's Y-O-U-R, your. If you're trying to say you are and you're using the contraction, it's Y-O-U apostrophe R-E. I have seen far too many people who use the wrong your when they're writing their sentences. You want to give your, Y-O-U apostrophe R-E, broom to someone else? You're not going to do that, are you? Y-O-U-R. It's not. It's not the same. The internet is. Um, the internet is a wonderful resource. All you do is punch in the word you're using if you're not sure, and it'll tell you whether or not that's the correct one that you're supposed to be using. There are grammar checkers online, free grammar checkers online. Yeah, a sentence, you want to make sure a sentence is written correctly, and I do it sometimes, not often, but I do it sometimes. You want to make sure your sentence is written correctly, highlight it, put it in the grammar checker, punch check, and it will tell you where you've made your mistake so you can correct it. The purpose of a good writer is to share with others the stories they enjoy writing. And it's kind of hard to enjoy reading stories that aren't written well, or stories that aren't have the horrible wrong word usage mistakes that they do. So be vigilant in I know most of you have probably had some form of this kind of instruction in school, grade school, junior high, high school, whatever. So in order to keep people from thinking you're illiterate or you're lazy, do your due diligence and check your spelling, check your word usage, because people enjoy the story more if they don't have to groan over every mistake, obvious mistake that they see. All right, that's all I have for this time. I shall see you tomorrow, where we will be talking about underpants. You guys have a great day and stay cool.